Umpire for this one is Xie Ying, who is going to be in charge of a match that promises plenty. Fraser Riley's alongside me, of course, for the ride today, and what a ride it's been so far. Don't think we'd say they've saved the best till last, but they've saved something very special to the end of this session, haven't they?
They certainly have. I think fireworks guaranteed in this one. Two highly promising shot makers, two slingers of the ball, the European and the Pan-American numero uno, Hugo Calderano, the thrill from Brazil, looking to level the head-to-head here against Dima.
Yeah, the thrill from Brazil was a wonderful mixture of exuberance and control as he frustrated Charles Beauregard on his way to a comprehensive victory last time out. Let's just listen in for the toss.
Red or black? Black blue, red blue. Black. Service, inside.
And it's won by Brazil in the shape of Hugo Calderano. Multi-sport background for him. And you can tell that by the physique. A wonderful athlete. And it's interesting here because you've got the lithe, sinewy Calderano against the powerhouse that is the man who, of course, has Ukraine origins. His father, Mikhail, a star player back in the days of the Soviet Union. This is somebody who's been there and thereabouts with a world ranking of 14. Best ever, of course. #1 in the world back in early 2018. As for his opponent, well, he jumped up to #6 in the rankings. The highest he's ever been is 3 in the world. That came back in 2022. And he's a player who, as we know, is physical, a great athlete, an innovator in his way as well.
100%. He goes about it with some style and panache, Hugo Calderano. I'd say that Ovtcharov's the more drilled player in this particular encounter, but both players are definitely two-winged, dangerous on the backhand and forehand with unique serves. Who's going to be craftier today? Who's going to be more cunning? I think that's going to make the difference, because it's all well and good having the power, but have they got the prowess to put it all together?
Yeah, it's really one to look forward to. The fans are leaning 68% towards Dima. You raise an eyebrow. I do.
Well, I think they've done their homework there, because when the Olympics is only around the corner, Dimitrij Ovtcharov gets in his mindset and he becomes this man-possessed. He's a two-time, bronze medalist in singles, which is absolutely incredible achievement, and they both met at the Olympic Games. Calderano may have beaten him the last 2 times, but trust me, when someone's beaten you at the Olympics, it lives with you forever. So I'd say that Dima has the edge in this matchup. We'll see what happens. Really looking forward to it. Calderano, finalist last time round in Incheon, where he beat Fan Zhendong, a man who was beaten on 2 occasions. I mean, these two bring so much joy to the world of table tennis. It's a shame that we're going to have to lose one of them now, but that is the nature of this event.
And it's Calderano who gets us underway. The classic Brazil colours up against Dima. Hugo actually went through, I think, 3 shirt changes in the last one. Let's keep an eye on that, see if he goes deep into this one.
And weren't the fangirls happy about it? I mean, you heard a few whistles in the crowd, not just for the shots, but for the Calderano chiseled physique as well.
Yep. It's won the first 2, he's on serve. Dima.
Sounds like they're enjoying Dimitrij Ovtcharov's serve. I mean, he gets lower than a snake's belly for that one.
Yeah. Incredible technique. Just look at the eye line that he adopts as well. Oh, wow.
1-3.
Savage whipping backhand to open his account. He wasn't admiring the serve.
He wasn't, was he? He's always on the hunt, Calderano. When he's in position, he is probably the most powerful player with the shots that he hits.
1-4.
Some fortune there for Dimitrij Ovtcharov. Off his backhand flick. Bit of a dribbler there for the German.
Four-two. Quick zip across to the towels. We'll see plenty of that during the course of this one. This is going to be a physical affair, isn't it?
It is. It really is. Two beastly attackers who don't leave a stone unturned. They throw everything into their shots.
Oh, there was power on show there. Too much for Calderano to cope with.
That one can catch you out when he does it. The backhand serve from the forehand, and it goes into the backhand of the right-handed opponent down the line. There into the forehand, a bit tighter.
Yeah, he moved around, premeditated there, looking for that flick and missed it, Hugo.
So well to hold the fort down there against the Calderano seatbelt shot.
It's a strong start this by Dima. No, we saw this to an extent. First up in his round of 32 encounter. He tends to find a way, Hugo Calderano, but he's at a 6-point deficit to look at now. Brilliant from Dima.
Wow, he just lit a fire under every seat in the arena here. Couldn't even see him. It was off screen.
But he came back with pace. You saw him with a little leg support during his preparations for this event, but seems to be absolutely fine. Dima moving well, looking strong. Oh, down the line. Hugo with a reminder of just how sharp he can be.
That was predatory. Constructed it nicely, slow spin to middle, but the way he snaps. Such a compact stroke, so much power.
That one catches the net, and as a result, it's game point 6 for Dima, who's well in control of proceedings so far. So much so that he takes it out by 11 points to 4. And that is a bright, bright start by the German.
Finished it with another one of the iconic serves, the tomahawk, and right off the bounce, beautiful timing from Dimitrij Ovtcharov, and he was the more intelligent player in that particular game.
Yep, played a smart game, played a powerful game, and he's taken the reward, which is an 11-4 first game win. Take a little look, shall we, at where the ball has been landing, and it's been landing, generally speaking, in good places for Dima. The Reds are, of course, those that led to winning points, and he's won 11 to just 4 for Hugo Calderano in the first game. But this is just the start. You can't read too much into this, can you, when you've got a player of this guy's pedigree, and also this guy's form, because he comes in off the back of a winning run in Rio, and then a win already here in Chongqing.
Nice streak here, Calderano. So is Dima. Hasn't dropped a game yet. And that win over Tagami was good. A lot less close than what it was at the match in Antalya.
Yeah, and he's bustling about, he's busy, and he's productive, and he's in front by 2 already. Both players getting low, testing those knees out.
All backhands. Ovtcharov somehow managing to cover the middle twice, but then the net was too much to ask for the German. 10-shot rally.
Net 1-2. Three, 1.
Hugo, fighting.
Bit of support for Calderano.
Four, 1.
He's really struggling here. Hugo Calderano. Ovtcharov finding ways to shut down his game. He knows that the weakness of Calderano is that short forehand.
12 of the last 16 points going to the German. There's another one. Power from Dima. Just about every facet of his game looks like it's firing at the moment.
One, 6. Seven, 1.
What can you say? What can you say? Sometimes words don't do it justice. But that backhand of Dima came out of absolutely nowhere and then stayed right on top of the Calderano forehand, which he fired from mid-distance there.
11 shots in that rally.
Oh!
He went round the back. You like that, didn't you?
How can you not, John? Dima didn't get distracted. But what a shot. Wow. This is the stylistic play that we love about Calderano, but
he tries that quite often. That's always in his armory, that one. But he's lost 2 points in a row. Amidst all of that, that's 2 more that have just slipped away.
But that shot shows that he's not in the zone, right? Because if you're in the zone, you're not taking that on, most likely.
Oh, that was sharp. It's a great point you make. To have to play that means you're out of position. But again, he's staring down the barrel of another game loss. Because with that one refusing to get over, it's now 10-2 and it's 8 game points as the German really is crushing this assignment in a way that I don't think many people could have foreseen.
No, I mean, what, so far? 21 points to 6. Crazy. Dima's in a very good place here.
Game 2.
And that absolutely befuddled Hugo Calderano, who finds himself now very quickly 2 down here in Chongqing. And he's gone down 4-2 against a very much fired up Dimitrij Ovtcharov. Time for a shirt change. Time for a change in fortunes desperately soon.
se relacionam mesmo a adaptação da tática. Para mim, e se focar sobre a condição da sua recepção. Se você vai como disputar.
Well, Fraser, what on earth does he do? He's seen a lot in his career. He knows his way around this game so well, but this is a major, difficult assignment for him. And in most part, down to the fact that this guy's on fire. Dima,
yeah, he's just playing smarter table tennis right now.
Calderano to serve. Level.
I mean, Calderano wants to play his shots. He obviously idealised what he wanted to play, but Dima just hasn't given him.
You know, Dima was so keen to get going again there, Fraser. He was back at the table 20 seconds into that timeout. He just wanted this to continue, and why not? He's on a roll.
Yeah, he's playing so well here. Best I've seen him play in a while, Dima.
1-0.
Hasn't won a title in some time. In terms of singles. And, well, he's got his eye on the Olympics. He's got his eye on making a statement here at the last marquee event before it. And still hasn't dropped a game. He's destroying Calderano here. And I think what we're seeing here is that Dima has a really fantastic table tennis brain. When you watch him, you don't see him hit the flare shots. You wouldn't call him perhaps a natural. There's something quite rigid about his technique, a bit unique. He's got some quirky aspects, but God, he understands how to win points at the end of the day.
And that's what it comes down to, doesn't it? And he's been doing that ruthlessly effectively so far in this one. But he's got a couple of points to make up now on Calderano in the third.
Three, two.
Well, Calderano's built for endurance, and he's going to need all of that if he's to somehow turn this one around and take it all the way.
Four.
Well, he's the younger man. Ovtcharov now in his 30s. But, I mean, the stamina of Ovtcharov is something to behold, and I think his mental strength is up there in the grey. He is so tough mentally, really is.
Yeah, 8 years the difference between the two of them. But he's a tremendous athlete as well, Ovtcharov, that much we know. There we go, there's a little strut there from the Brazilian.
Don't see Dima doing that serve too much. Was he experimenting a little bit there, Dimitrij Ovtcharov? I'm not sure, but that's what happens off something a bit too loose. Calderano will kill it, and immediately.
Well, he's killed two for a 6-2 lead with the serve. It's just where things turn around.
That's 3. Four, 6.
Well, he surrenders those two serves.
Hugo,
5, 6.
Another one gets away from him. And suddenly Ovtcharov is virtually level. Big apology there, because it was a big deviation. Just talking about level, what is it with that level change on the serve there? He goes so low and then rises to serve.
Maybe he just thinks it helps him get a bit more precision upon the point of contact, and he wants the serve to be as low over the net as possible with that one. And yeah, I just think being lower, having the head closer to the level of the net allows him to get that. As a backhand-orientated, well, a more backhand-orientated European player, Dimitrij Ovtcharov likes to serve with the backhand from the forehand, because it probably increases the chances that he'll get to play it for his third ball. In fact, I'm actually surprised that Calderano doesn't play more backhand serves than he does, or more forehand serves from the forehand side. I think it'd suit him quite well, but who the hell am I to coach him?
I'm not going to answer that. You keep on giving us those insights, though.
We'll
Absolutely
see.
precious and priceless. He's edged in front again, 7-6. Let's see what he gets us here. Oh, no. Snaked it. Oh.
Nearly. If that goes on, that's in the highlights package of this event. This forehand chop attempt. Oh my God! If that would have gone on, that would have been unreturnable.
But he was put into that position after another power play. This is just huge in the context of the match right now, isn't it?
It is.
The arm wrestling right now.
This part of the draw is so interesting with Trolls in there, with Calderano, with Ovtcharov. I was interested to see Calderano, how he played against Trolls. Very smart. Took a leaf out of Trolls' book. Our co-commentator Adam Bobro thought that too, but hasn't been able to replicate that against Dima, who's been the smarter player in terms of placement in this particular match,
And remember,
as it stands.
well, I was sitting there with Adam when Truls was so frustrated, he went into a full-on tantrum, stamping in frustration at what Hugo had done to him. But you're right, he hasn't managed to do this in any way to Ovtcharov.
Forced into a repush, and that time Calderano all over it like a rash. Better here from Calderano. You see the push into the middle? That got Ovtcharov on the back foot. More like the Calderano we saw in the last round there.
And that's a lot more like it from Calderano, who secures a couple of game points now to the pleasure of Jean Meunier.
Wonderful backhand, 2 game points.
Is this the start of the big fight back? He drops one, Fraser, but no one could be too unhappy with that.
That was amazing.
"15 shots in that rally. Still game point, though. And it works the trick. Game move for Hugo Calderano. And he takes out a game, and he's back in the match. 2-1 down, takes that one 11-9. Quick change for him. And now it feels as if we really do have a contest on our hands. Take a little look at where Hugo Calderano's been landing the ball, and also where he's been winning. That's a lot to the forehand. There's a couple very, very deep, you can see there. That's often the case, of course, when it comes to winners. And another shirt change. He's definitely got some skin in this game right now, isn't he?
Oh, he does. 7 shirt changes last night. I mean, Xi'an's budget must be rock bottom after all the shirts they're giving Calderano.
I was going to say either that or the laundry bill. It's going to be a biggie. But no, I mean, he's worked up a sweat. He's worked himself into this game. I don't think we could say he's worked de morale, but he's beginning to look more like himself, isn't he now?
Especially in the open play.
Just a quick reminder for you, whoever does win this one will go through to face the winner of Alexei Lebrun against Yang Jingkun in the quarterfinals, but we're a long way from knowing who wins this one yet.
All of a sudden the push play of Ovtcharov isn't surprising Calderano as much as what it was. We may see more open rallies than what we did in the first couple of games here, John.
Let's hope so. He went from back to front. It was ambitious from Calderano.
Watch this. Double-handed backhand. The trademark of Calderano, well, one of the trademarks. Oh, that would have been nice, wouldn't it? I mean, there must be a bit of relief in that Ovtcharov celebration.
He thought it was worth going for. Just looks a little bit sharper. There's just a couple of percent increase in the Calderano efficiency right now, isn't there?
There is. Look at the timing on that backhand. So fluorescent, flashy, Calderano.
A game to match the shirt.
Net 2-1. One, 3.
Pushed long, and now you start thinking a little bit about Dima and where he is in terms of his headspace and what he recognizes he has to do now. Well, he has to not do that.
Frustrated. Just trying to laugh it off Dima. I mean, first 2 games, 4 and 2. And look how it's changed.
5-1.
And then some. He just doesn't look himself. It's the thing about Calderano, he just sneaks up on you, doesn't he?
He's quite hot and cold for me. When he's hot, he is unplayable. When he's cold, very beatable. Maybe that's because he started the sport quite late compared to a lot of players. But that was the Calderano.
First 2 games was Calderano.
1-7.
1-7. Talk about streaks and turnarounds. We're seeing that happening here, much to the puzzlement, really, of coach.
2-7.
Oh, Ovtcharov is really the shell of the player that he was here.
It's twice we've seen that in this game. Just bundled it wide. 12 of the last 16 points now to the Brazilian.
They've both gone through patches of discipline. I think it's been the discipline of play. We know they're both incredible shot makers, but it is who's more focused, who stays within the realm that they need to, without letting their mind wander, tempted into doing something too fancy. See, Calderano tried something different there with a little flick that he does actually, that looks like he's going to touch, can help get a looser ball, but Ovtcharov punching through it. Some of the fans still recognising here that, Calderano, you've got to keep your focus. Don't let yourself relax too much. Ovtcharov is more than capable of coming back, especially behind serves.
4-9.
Not like that, though. 4-9. And a murmur around the Infinity Arena, where it looks as if we could be going all the way.
9-5.
In this final match of an absorbing 8-match opening session here on day 3.
And 5.
Flicks it long, and that's 5 game points to level things up and take us into a decider for Hugo Calderano. The force is with him. He misses, and that hands that game to Hugo Calderano. Forza Hugo, who is very much on the rise here in Chongqing.
And well, here in their 6th meeting, it's the first time they'll be going to the deciders, so stay tuned here at World Table Tennis to find out who makes it through to the final 8.
All right, big point, calls for a shirt change once again. Not you, Fraser, with respect. It's going to be Hugo making the change. Let's get into our Roll of Honor, celebrating the champions in WTT Series events over the last 8 months. There's Hugo early on there. And then you look through here at some of the dominance that we've seen from Chongqing in particular. But there was that win in Rio, of course, the contender there, Hugo Calderano, on that Roll of Honor. And he's on a roll right now. If you're still speaking to me, Fraser, he's on a roll right now.
He is. I'm just busy changing my shirt, sorry. No, he really is on a roll.
The crowd couldn't handle that, not Hugo and you at the same time.
Do them all a favour. Let them focus on the match here.
Yeah, no, what's happening here? I mean, as much as anything, we've seen a dramatic drop-off from Dima as well. He's taken a bathroom break as well as Dima. It's the second time today we've seen that. Remember Chen Meng, when she was in all kinds of trouble, took a bathroom break, and actually her coach Marlin went with her, which is fine as long as the umpire gives you the okay, but no such worries really, I think, for Dima. Have a little look at the heat map of where they're landing the ball. This is when Hugo's hitting his shots. as for Dima into the body to get his success. But those successes have been few and far between over the last couple of games.
Well, he was winning a lot of points off the serve and the pushes and re-pushing. He actually had quite a lot of success frustrating Calderano, who's become more consistent now off the longer ball. And, you know, I mean, now you wonder what the difference maker is going to be in Game 5. Toilet break for Dima. I mean, he's drinking a lot of water throughout the match. Was he not prepared for a 5-game thriller? Who knows?
Well, you said they've never had one before, these two. But what's interesting is it's getting a little bit into the head of Hugo, because he keeps glancing across the entrance. And I'd imagine he's also there. He's gone straight to the umpire to have a little chat about the time as well.
I mean, it's going to affect you, right? You want to get to it. And
he's on a roll. He doesn't want anything to stop, does he?
And Dima's just gone, I'm allowed to do this, so I will. And he's gone, and he's taking much longer, and Calderano's just itching to get going.
Fraser, it's professional sport.
You're allowed to play mind games.
You take what advantage you can. And here he is, making his way back in, just shaking off his hands, Dima. And as he passes us, he is a study in focus, just breaking into a little trot. You know, as much as anything, you think about the impact on his opponent here, because he's been sweating, he's been toweling off, now he's cooled off a little bit, and that might not be what the man from Brazil wants to happen.
I doubt it is, and you know what? I've not done it all event. I'm going to make a prediction. I'm going to go with Dima in this Game 5. There's something in the air, and look, obviously if I get it wrong...
How much is that based on the break?
Quite a lot. And also that Olympic result that I mentioned. When you're beating someone at the Olympics, yeah, you're living rent-free in the head going forward. Unless at an equally important event, aka the Olympics, because it's the most important, you get your revenge. And
you've stuck to your theme. Let's see if it turns out that way. 2-all into the decider, Calderano to serve. Calderano, first blood in the 5th. Break or no break, Calderano is picking up where he left off in the previous game. Takes the first 2 points and he takes them in style.
Well, he's playing the backhand from the middle to save time, and when you've got a backhand like that, why not? Dima has to try and protect that wide forehand because Calderano is harassing it. Ovtcharov comes in to cover the middle with backhand there. Came racing back into the table, did not want to stay there against the hard-hitting Calderano. Good change of position there from Dima.
Now look at this. Now we've got something spectacular happening. Tactically, but also in terms of the raw emotion on show here.
I mean, look, you can say there's more pressure on Dima because he was 2-0 up, but look, Calderano doesn't want to make this comeback all for nothing.
It's looking sharp, looking very sharp.
Timeout.
And the timeout called by somebody for whom things have really just been on the slide for some time now in this match.
Ja, wenn du Rückgang spielst, richtig aggressiv, ne? Jemand, wenn es zur Rückgang kommt, bam, in den Ball rein, ja. Da dominierst du ihn. Da dominierst du ihn. Guck jetzt, welcher Aufschlag kommt. Wenn du lang spielst, tick mehr in Mitte. Er wartet viel im Rückgang und macht da das Spiel schnell. Ja. Bei deinem Aufschlag, mach den geraden. Mach den geraden Aufschlag.
So a look of concern on the face there of Dimitrij Ovtcharov. Instructions from Lars Hilscher in his ears as he finds himself trailing again. This time though in the big one, the 5th and final game. 4-1, Calderano.
1-5.
And try as he might, Ovtcharov cannot impose his game on the Brazilian.
Just see the hope draining out of the German here. Having to play those extra balls, he's getting frustrated.
1-5.
Aha! Now this serve here is the local league serve. And Dima brings it out in close games because it's the last thing the opponent expects to receive. Does well there, Calderano. It can sometimes distract you actually because against a serve so simple, the receiver can feel entitled to have to make it and they jinx themselves. But there, good push from the Brazilian.
And an important one too, because with that 4-point cushion, even if they halve those service points, he gets home.
6-3.
Does it come now? Does the Olympic theory pay off? Does he surge through here, Ovtcharov? Again, they trade points on serve, and again, that is good news for Hugo Calderano.
Well, he's getting Ovtcharov into the forehand, the short forehand. It is the weakness of both players, and Ovtcharov's doing his backhand touch from forehand side. Just can't put as much quality on it with that.
Runs around it, smashes into the body of Calderano, and keeps in touch, just about 3 points the gap.
That was a huge point. Clever serve, popped up. No prisoners.
Ali! Is this where it happens? Is this the charge coming from the man from Germany?
Time out.
Look at that. Timely timeout. Off comes the shirt. In go the instructions. What happens next?
Isto que para ele vai tentar complicou para cima para a esquerda, ou depois mudar curto para a direita, complicou para a esquerda, vai mexer, está assim. Se for ter uma lança você mesmo.
So if we take a little look at where Hugo Calderano is coming into this match today, he'd risen as high in the latest world rankings as 6, which means above him Felix Lebrun, and Fraser's been talking about his potential upward mobility into the upper reaches of the men's game, ranking-wise. But now all focus is on this. It's a 2-point final game here in the Infinity Arena, Chongqing. And we are rounding out session 1 with something of a little classic.
The reason why I mention the Olympic theory is because it was the most important match that they played. Calderano was 2-0 up. He was something like 7-2 up in the 5th when Dima brought it back. Even when he's down, I still fancy Dima. There's just something about this matchup, but could be wrong. Let's see if I am. Calderano 7-5 up here.
8-5.
Make it 8-5. You still believe? Is it going to happen? Calderano just seems to be picking up points when he needs them. 1 here, 1 there, and he only now needs 3 more.
Oh, that's lovely. That serve combo was deadly. He baited Dimitrij Ovtcharov. He bit it and then reeled it in Calderano down the line. Second switch in a row done in exemplary manner from the throw from Brazil.
And these are must-wins now for Ovtcharov.
6-9.
There's 1 to 6-5. Flashes it wide, 9-7. Remember, they're playing for the rights, remember, to take on either Alexei Lebrun or Liang Jinkun in the quarterfinal. Oh, beautifully done. Disguise, and it puts him in a position now to win this one. 3 match points for the Brazilian.
This would be huge for Calderano if he can pull this comeback off. What a performance here from the Brazilian. Never gave in. Not once.
For the win.
11.
And it is. And when you consider he dropped the second 11-2 to go 2 down, this represents a remarkable fight back by Hugo Calderano, who takes his place in the quarterfinals here in Chongqing with a show of quality and, as much as anything, a show of character. Predictions are predictions. Doesn't matter.